Iran doesn't need a nuclear bomb to destroy the United States. They just need to close a strip of water 21 miles wide of the Strait of Hormuz. Is the blockade today the American economy will completely collapse in exactly 90 days. Not a recession, not a downturn, a mathematical, unavoidable bankruptcy of the world superpower. There isn't a political theory. It is a terrifying equality of supply and demand. Iran knows exactly what they are doing. They understand that in modern warfare you don't fight the American military, you serve the American engine. Today I'm going to walk you through the exact day by day timeline of the economic apocalypse. I will show you why the USA struggling but horribly there is an illusion what runs dry on day 33. I will show you how $20 a gallon gasoline will tear upon the fabric of American society. Because when you look over the match, you realize something chilling. American grassing vulnerably isn't in Washington. It's sitting in the Persian Gulf and the United States Kingdom is ready to bang him. Let's look at the raw numbers. History proves that wars are won by controlling resources, not just holding territory. The Strait of Hormuz is the ultimate geographics chokepoint. Every single day, over 20 million barrels of oil pass through this narrow corridor. That is roughly 20% of global consumption. If Iran drops naval missiles and deploys its countermeasures batteries, that flow drops to zero overnight, and the United States cannot simply drill its way out of this. Here is a total match. The USA consumes about 20 million barrels of petroleum a day. While domestic prevalence is strong, America still relies on massive imports to backclaim resources, rumors, and global market prices. But what about the strategic petroleum reserve? You ask, isn't that our safety net? Currently, the CPR holds around 360 to 370 million dollars. If global markets freeze and the USA has to rely entirely on its reserve to make up for the massive global shortfall, and price figures that reserve mathematically exacting in about 83 days. That is less than a month for emergency life support, and the collapse doesn't wait for day 83. The panic starts on day 1. Refinance typically on keep 15 to 30 days of crude feedstock and heads. On the strait closer, the refining crossing banking a further shut down. No crude means no gasoline. No gasoline means no diesel. No diesel means no truck. And no truck means no food. Let's break down the timeline of destruction. Day 1. The strike closes. Global market panic. By the end of the week, the baseline price of gasoline in the USA jumps from $3.50 to $7.00 of gallon. Panic buying begins constantly. Gas stations are draining, which is. Let's break down the timeline of destruction. Day 1. The strait closes. Global markets panic. By the end of the week, the baseline price of gasoline in the USA jumps from $3.50 to $7.00 of gallon. Panic buying begins instantly. Gas stations are draining within 48 hours. Day 14. The shockwave hit the references feedstock short gases. For the production gaps, gasoline price hit $12 of gallon. Working class Americans can no longer afford to drive to their jobs. Discretionary spending instantly drops to zero. Every dollar a family has going simply to paying for fuel and basic food. Day 13. Gas hits $50 a gallon. The government attention to realize more oil from the staging reversed. But it's like putting a bent oil on an severed artery. Our line is growing, flagged because jet fuel is completely unaffordable. The tourism and travel industries vanish overnight, wiping out millions of jobs in a single week. So 60 days, fuel reaches on incredible $8 to $20 of gallon. Gas stations are guarded by local police. A black market for fuel emerges. The middle class is entirely paralyzed. You cannot drive. You cannot travel. You are trapped in your zip code. This isn't just about expensive gas. It's about the total failure of the American supply chain. The modern American economy is built on just-in-time delivery. We don't warehouse goods anymore. They like on trucks, but trucks run on a diesel. By day 7, independent trucking companies do bankrupt. They cannot afford to fill their tanks to make trucks. Distribution centers start reported massive deliveries. By day 7, independent trucking companies top bankrupt. They cannot afford to fill their tanks to move freight. Distribution centers start reporting massive deliveries by day 21. The manufacturing sector brings to a halt. Factories cannot get raw materials just in time. Systems completely shatters. Retail shelves begin to empty, starting with personnel and moving to basic necessities. By day 35, agriculture faces a dead blow. Modern farming is entirely dependent on diesel. Tractors, harvesters, and transport trucks cannot operate. If this happens during planting of harvest season, millions of tons of food will simply rot in the fields. We will have food in the ground, but no mathematical way to move it to the cities. By day 75, regional solutions is in. Supermarkets in major cities are empty. Local government can no longer afford fuel for garbage truck, ambulance or police cruise. The basic service of cultivations being to shut down. Is the psychical supply chain disorder, the financial system detonated them. When people can afford it to drive to work, they lose their jobs. When they lose their jobs, they default on their debt. With him 60 days out in London Falls, will scar because of you can feel in the hospital block of metal. Of course. Morgaga default tried a housing collapse that makes 1008 years look like a mean correction. Regional banks will fade as commercial real estate values plummets. The Federal Reserve will be entirely powerless. You cannot print oil. Lowering terrorism rates doesn't absolutely nothing when there is not psychological energy to run the economy, and the world will not save America. The global recession will be inexorable. China's manufacturing sector will collapse because Americans can no longer buy their goods. Europe will face a simulation energy crisis. In the House, international trade will desperately seek alternatives to the USA dollars. The petrodollar system will crack, and global confidence in American financial leadership will evaporate. Foreign control banks will dump USA trade service. Courses corporations on top of the energy transactions. Iran's strategy is a masterpiece of asymmetric warfare. They do not need to launch on invasions. They do not need a massive navy, strong naval means, fast attack craft, and proxy forces. They can keep the Strait closed long enough to block America dry. Day 83, the strategic spare columns reserve officially runs out. The buffer is going to say military. The most powerful fighters for in the human history will find itself matching fuels just to keep its basic operation. Aircraft, cars, and vehicles just means nothing if the homeland they are protecting is tearing itself apart from economic starting. So day 90. Bankruptcy is a mathematical guarantee. It proves that currency defense technology. It proves that energy dependence is the ultimate Achilles heel. Iran holds the economies, not their gate. The countdown is always there, waiting in the shadows, and the terrifying truth is, America is not ready. If you want to understand the real threats to the global economy, subscribe in this channel, hit button like, comment this video, share your friends, have a nice day, bye bye.